In this video, we're going to lay out the core strategy for how to tackle a reading passage. In a minute, in the next set of videos, we're going to review a passage using this strategy so you can see how it works. We'll be referencing this strategy elsewhere, so it's really important to get a handle on this so you know how we like to approach the passage and so that you can start experimenting. You don't necessarily need to follow everything to the letter here, though I think if you do, you'll do well. But find something that works for you. But make sure you're putting in that time to figure out what strategy works for you and not just defaulting to one thing or the other. So let's run through this strategy, just run through it here, and then we'll work a passage together so you can see how this applies. So let's begin. Step one is going to read the blurb. The blurb is that little box or little set of text above the passage, which usually gives you not much, but other times can give you some pretty useful context to consider. So read that first. But at this point, do not read the whole passage. We do not recommend starting from line 1, reading to line 80 for a number of reasons, which I won't go into here, but I think they're good reasons. So what are we going to do instead, though? First, what you want to do after you've read the blurb is find the first specific question. So that's a question with a line reference or a keyword or a two-part question. We'll talk all about those question types later. You want to find that first question that's specific. You then go back to the passage. You start reading the passage, you read up to that line reference or that keyword, or you read those bracketed lines. We'll talk about these strategies later. Usually it's a good idea to finish the paragraph just to make sure that you're getting the full context. And almost always that's enough to answer the question. The fact that you haven't read the whole passage yet will not hurt you, and actually in some cases helps you because it focuses you on the most important set of lines. At that point, before you go to the choices, it's not a bad idea to try to come up with your own answer, your own prediction as to what you think the answer could be. Then you go to the choices, you compare, process of elimination, select your best choice. Once you've done that, you find the next specific question and repeat the process, right? Find the line, start reading the passage where you left off, read up to and through that reference, usually finish the paragraph, answer the question. And in doing this, you're going to finish reading and answering all the specific questions. And that's going to allow you to read the passage in chunks along the way. So we are going to be reading the entire passage. We just don't like to read 85 lines at once. We would rather read 20 lines, 10 lines, 30 lines, 20 lines. It just makes the passage a little bit more approachable. Once you finish all the specific questions, if you haven't already, finish reading the passage. Then complete any of the graph or figure questions. And then at the end, you go back and answer those general questions, those main idea, primary purpose type questions that you would have skipped at the beginning, and any other questions you might have skipped. So this is the approach. I think the benefits of it are, among other things, it keeps you focused on questions right away. And a lot of times students think that, oh, I need to understand the passage in order to answer the questions. I think it's more the reverse. When you understand the questions, when you know what they're looking for, that helps you understand the passage. That helps you know, okay, this is important, this is not important. I need to understand this, I don't really need to understand this. So let the questions be your guide to help you read the passage in chunks, and I think you'll be more efficient, and more importantly, you'll be more accurate.